Alright, we're back at it. This video is, or this stream is going to be about, unfortunately, the faces and the people of this virus for sure. It's going to be graphic, I'll give you a heads up. But these videos are vetted as best as I can. What we see here in this one, you can see everybody in the background has masks on, and nobody's going near this guy. Why? Because he probably isn't. With that being said, this video is not for everyone. So just a heads up. But I think we should all watch it. I really do, because we have a privilege of watching this through a TV. There's people actually going through this right now, and a lot worse than you could ever imagine. And we need to be aware of what's happening. And I know China is a communist country, and they're doing some, heavy-handed things. But this is just going to show you the gravity of the situation. These are innocent people. These are just regular people. And they're treating them like animals. They're treating them like criminals because they're infected. Let's not make the same mistakes. Alright, we're seeing lots of videos like this that are, and here, right? Everybody's got masks on. This guy's got masks on, like, they look like they're in a hospital setting of some kind. This person's a nurse back there at the very end, it looks like. And we're seeing a lot of people fainting and just dropping, and most assumably, fatally. They're not, they're not getting back up from this. So, again, we need to see this because we need to know what's happening. If you don't understand what is coming at you, you can't fight it. So, be aware. And he's down, right? He didn't fall asleep. He'd wake up, right? He's down. And that doesn't look like a Chinese person. That looks like a white guy. Or not like a white guy, but he doesn't look Chinese. Could have been somebody helping with the efforts. But he did not look Chinese. And that is that's concerning. Because he didn't get up. This is in Hong Kong. This is a sudden collapse at the mall, and you can see again, nobody's going near this person. Right? And everybody's got face masks on here. Right? People are just collapsing. And there's a pattern here, and we should be watching this pattern. Because we don't know exactly what this is. Is it another strain? Is it another, is it mutated, or is this, something we don't know? But it sure as hell seems related, because we have a lot of people that are just dropping from this. And, people are knowing to stay away. Nobody's going to help this person, right? And he does have a mask on. This person also on the floor does have a mask on. So, it's a viral situation, right? And it's real. And again, with the twitching, right? Which almost leads me to think it's a nervous system thing, or it could be cardiac, could be heart attack, right? Because this, I don't know. It's really weird. There's so many questions, right? And there's a lot of people doing the same thing. Everybody's got masks on in the background. Nobody's helping him because they know he's infected. Alright? And everybody's doing this. They're just dropping, right? Like he did a face plant. He didn't even put his hands out. He went face first into that floor. Look where his hands are. He was just walking, and all of a sudden, that was it. And that seems to be consistent with a lot of the videos. This is not the flu. This is not SARS or coronavirus. I don't know what the hell this thing is. But it's this here, okay, is in China, and the bank is without money. You know, we'll stop with the horrific videos for a minute. The bank has no money because they're destroying all the currency because they figure it's infected. And people want money, and they can't get money, and, you know, of course, they're going to be like, what the hell? And here's a whole bunch of people standing outside the bank wanting money. Everybody's got masks on. It's a viral situation. It's the same thing, right? Like, look at that. Look, there's like tens of thousands of people there. You know what I mean? This is Iran. They're showing up in hazmat suits now in Iran. China, you know, we've seen those videos with the medics showing up in hazmat suits. And, you know, that's uncharacteristic of a medical call. You know, you don't see somebody showing up in a hazmat suit on the regular day. But now, not only in China are they doing that, Iran is now responding to calls in hazmat suits. And somebody's infected there. They got them on the stretcher. I'm assuming going into a hospital. They don't look like they're isolated in any way. They're just out in the open. This person here that's walking by probably has a good... Oh, that's a little too close there, buddy. You just probably got that, and you're going to spread it to your family now and friends. And do you know how quick that is? And yes, it's that contagious. We know it. We know that now. We know it's absolutely contagious. This here is a video of all the bodies lined up on the streets in body bags. Do you think this is not happening now? Or are you going to turn away and pretend it's not happening? We need to really face this. It's a maddening situation because, you know, these are just people. These are ordinary people. And, you know, good people probably. You know, innocent people. Not and this thing just doesn't care. It will take out anyone it infects. So let's just go, you know? And it's information that you need because you see all the bodies lined up on the streets? Like, they're just lined up. And actually, just before, there's videos of people, like the authorities boarding up buildings. And yes, there's infected in those as well, where they're like locking them inside and boarding them inside. But the majority of these buildings that they're boarding up are full of dead people inside. And they're just boarding it up. It's not just infected people, it's mostly dead people in these places. And let's just look from a cruise down the street in China somewhere. They're everywhere. They're just walking and they were dropping. They're obviously pulled off to the side of the street. They got blankets and stuff over them or whatever. And but look, there's like 50 bodies just on this couple of blocks alone. You see that, right? You know this isn't the flu now, right? It's not a joke. It's I just played again. But it's serious. It's beyond serious, and we're not being told how serious it is. This here's a video of a medical worker. It could be collapsed of exhaustion, but I highly doubt that. You know, exhaustion, you know, somebody's gonna get back up, but this person can't even stand. Right? It's doing something to the body that's crippling the body somehow, or, you know, and it's like just right out of nowhere. It's just all of a sudden, you know, all of a sudden, and like these people are perfectly fine and they're walking along and that's it. Done. They probably don't even know they have it. And that's it. It's like, it's over before you know, you're probably out before you hit the ground. And look, this person's trying to take the mask off. And they're like, no, don't take the mask off. But you know, they can't breathe, right? But if you take the mask off, and you're possibly exposing them to contamination. If he isn't in fact contaminated, but this is a hospital setting, and this is a hospital worker, right? And everybody, you know, and look, grabbing his chest. Look, grabbing the chest. See that in the chair? He was grabbing his chest right at the end. Look, he's grabbing his chest. Like he's trying to like breathing for air. Like trying to get air. What the fuck is this, right? And that's what it is. We don't know what this is, but we're not being told. And there's too many of these goddamn videos coming out. You know, they're not fake. You know, they're real. This one here is kind of, yeah, it shows like what people are doing on the rich neighborhoods. You know, like this is kind of like a rich place, or you know, I don't know, whatever. But this guy's making the best of it. Because everybody's locked down, of course, and you can't go out, so you know you got to make fun whatever you can. And you know, it's not all fun and games for everyone. And we know this is real because everybody's wearing masks, right? Kids are in the background screaming about their mother. Like, what the fuck, man, is going on? You know, and you know it's related because, you know, these people are going to quarantine, right? They're going to quarantine forcefully is what's happening. And all the workers, they all got masks on, but all those people will be infected. They're gonna get their own. Trust me, they'll get their own. Pieces of shit treating people like that. What the fuck? But they'll be infected. You know what I mean? They're in contact with infected people like that close. They're done too. Fuck those guys. They're probably already dead. Because these videos are old. They are. Fucking savage, eh? What the fuck? Trying to put people in quarantine forcefully. You know, like, I don't know, there should be more people there to be fighting that shit, man. Like, everybody should be down fighting that. You know, in China, the people are scared of the fucking government. And in the rest of the world, government is scared of the people. And that's why they're not telling us the truth. Right? Because they tell us the truth, they know the people won't stand by idly like this bullshit. Alright? It's fucking madness.
我真的受不了啊，老天爷！我真的这么想打人了，把人打鼻子开枪，一下把我打死算了。
People are desperate, right? 我精神崩溃了，我也。Yeah, they don't have a mask for everybody, but they're arresting people for not wearing masks, and this is happening everywhere. And they just don't give a fuck, right? All these people got masks on, right? All the workers got masks on, right? Yeah, it fits the situation, right? You goddamn right it does. And this isn't fake. These videos are real. Unfortunately, they are. And you're gonna tell me that this is the flu? Yeah, this isn't the flu, I'm sorry. We know what's going on, right? There's obviously some very, very bad virus, and it's way worse than we could possibly imagine. Regardless if it came from a lab, regardless if it came from nature. It's out, and it's spreading. So that's what, you know, we got to take this into our eyes and realize what these people are going through. You know, they're innocent people, and the police are just fucking with them, setting examples and scaring other people to go indoors. Right? That's what it is. They're doing this on purpose. They want people to see what's going on. They want people to run and be scared. That's what they want. So they go inside. People are scared to come outside. They don't go to the hospital and get tested. They can't get the numbers, right? They can pretend to hide it. Even better. It's madness. Fucking madness. Sorry about my language, but it's real, right? And this one here, I'm just gonna let this play because I've watched this already like twice. And it is pretty well has every valid or every as best images that we can vet and say, you know, they're legitimate and real. And again, you know what I mean? If it's tough to watch. And you know why it's hard to watch? Do you know why it's hard to watch? Because it's real. And we need to watch this so you can understand. Because you need to know, and the world needs to know. Because our government isn't telling us. But here's the images, and they tell a different story.
马路4一个人的倒下了，直接倒下了一只腿不啥的。
倒了一个，要是倒了一个，刚倒了一个。
看嘛，你看那个病状好恼火哟！一看嘞，千万不要出来呀！你看嘛，九龙坡区人民医院对那个门杆又倒了一个了，着了，看嘛还没人理呀！你看嘛，好。
我现场拍的，现场拍的，你把那是后事了，我去。
康桥小渔村倒地一个湖北的。
不行了，然后这个，这他妈的比这慢了，要命了！
再来一个。
喂，这个他现在躺在这个解放路，他这个南阳路脚插腿已经不行了。我用他的手机给你打了电话，看你能不能从他家里赶快往这里来。解放路头和南阳路交叉处，头跟后门是路西啊。我是个过路人，给大家看。解放路头去嘛，跟南阳路交叉这个地方呢，这边个卖锁几个虾子头猪肉这个地方，我抓紧他就不行了。好。我交给了。起来，
这个，
不要是讲好是啥？这边是这边的。
不想动，走路，车上想动，走路远点，来，往后退啊，往后退，往后退，来，往后退。
直接一个塞的倒的，你看这个衡阳区这个病情现在多恐怖！
哎呀妈，多么恐怖！
嗯，已经变得过恐怖了，好恐怖啊，好吓人啊！
你可怕那个虎啊！确诊了嘛噻？但是有意识的呢。意识的抓人。
他个不光没得多散，这他妈3个月他来。我把它抖下了底我就把它。下一个放到地上。这个过程中当为了了。
那是出这门已经封好了，我日你妈就能开这么大。
叫他干啥？不是有那个标签吗？
只能开这么大，他对呀，人出不去啊，小孩可以跑。我操！
我拿我手机可以吗？先上车！我拿我手机，先上车！我手机拿我先上车！应该见到没？我不手机，先上车！不是，是的。完了，算了。我们是正常的那个怎么了？毛病怕来喽，毛病怕来喽，怕地来喽，毛病怕地来喽，毛病怕地来喽。哦，这水里电手啊，一个灵儿。这么里的才开着呢，前来只有3年的。
And we know all this is real because everybody's wearing masks, right? It's a viral situation. All the police are wearing masks. The medical people are fucking wearing. Oh yeah, this is when they built the hospital. All the workers started fighting. You know, when they built those big hospitals in like 10 days or something. Oh, everybody just starts fighting, right? Like it was madness. I don't know what that is, but I really don't trust it. That's the first time I ever seen something like that before. And I seen some stuff, but I never seen these contraptions. Like, is that the chemical, maybe? I don't know. Like what the hell? Have you ever seen anything like that? I've never known anybody to, like, fog a city with anything. Like, what the hell is that thing, anyway? What is it? I mean, like, the actual device that they're using to spray. Has anyone ever seen anything like that before? That looks like, it's like a vaporizer of some kind, or like, to...
This plane brought Taiwanese evacuees home from a quarantined cruise ship in Japan hit by the coronavirus.
Like, they're spraying stuff here.
Plane and all luggage
what the hell are they spraying in China?
The evacuees will be isolated for another 2 weeks. These precautions are the new normal in the fight to contain the coronavirus. In Italy, top officials meet after the virus claimed its first victim in the country. An elderly man in northern Italy died after being hospitalized.
Well, they got 4 deaths now, actually.
The number of cases spiked to 17 in just 1 day. In Codogno, a town southeast of Milan, officials shut down schools and businesses.
They've issued an official order to close down all the shops, and we're following the order, so we're closing. There's a lot of alarm, and that also worries me.
We are old and very concerned. I am 76 years old. I live on my own. I really don't know what to do.
Public events are banned, and that includes church services. The first patient to contract the virus here had met a friend who had recently travelled to China. But the World Health Organization is worried about another trend they have spotted in the latest infections.
Although the total number of cases outside China remains relatively small, we're concerned about the number of cases with no clear epidemiological link, such as travel history to China or contact with a confirmed case.
In Ukraine, local residents blocked buses with passengers evacuated from China. These scenes prompted President Zelensky to give his fellow citizens a dressing down on television.
These are our Ukrainians. They're not sick with plague. They don't have horns and hooves. They are ordinary, normal people.
He promised that the organizers
you see
of the
how
blockade
it's going to break
would be
down, right?
prosecuted. Authorities are working to contain the fear of the virus as well as its spread.
For more, I'm joined by virologist Martin Sturmer in Frankfurt. Professor Sturmer, thanks for joining me. The Director General of the WHO, as we just heard in that report, has said they're concerned about some new cases that may not have a link to China. A second person has just died now in Italy. How worried should we be?
We should be worried about these cases because they make it more difficult to control the spread of the virus. The reason is they do not fit into our case definition, and therefore they might not be tested or maybe tested delayed, so they can spread the virus in an uncontrolled way.
The WHO has also warned that the window of opportunity to contain this epidemic is closing. What should governments around the world be doing?
Yeah, we heard about Italy, so they do quite restrictive measures, and that might be one way to be alarmed or be aware in controlling the virus or the spread of the virus, and even be more careful in looking into the traffic from and to China, and making people coming from China, making them more aware to look at themselves, do not go out and go to a festival or somewhere else. And if I come back from China, please stay at home for 14 days and be sure that you do not get ill and carry the virus somewhere else.
And what about in China? I mean, are there signs that the outbreak there has peaked?
Just looking at the numbers they report, it might be. However, they've changed their case definition 3 times in 8 days. So it's very difficult to rely if this is a true numbers of people carrying the virus. So I'm not sure whether this is a peak.
Is there a vaccination for this virus within reach?
They are working on it, but I would expect it at least in June to July, and even then it has to be tested in a small number of patients before you can use it widely. So it's difficult. I would not expect it in the next weeks or months.
Right. And how likely then is it that this epidemic is going to be labelled a pandemic?
It depends on how the situation in Italy might change. Actually, we heard about 17 cases. If they are not able to control the spread of the virus, then we have the definition for a pandemic.
Martin Stemmer speaking to us from Frankfurt. Thanks very much for the update.
You're welcome.
It's madness, right? And we all know now that Italy has not been able to contain it. Italy has, well, let's see where the cases are in Italy. Yeah, 155, from 14 to 155 in 3 days. You know what? They are going to be declaring a pandemic, very, very shortly. And the number of deaths, actually, that is up. I think it is 4 for sure. There was a news article that says there was another person that died, and they believe it is from the coronavirus, but it hasn't, official results aren't back yet, but it does seem highly suspicious. So yeah, we're going to be getting news here. I'm sure of it Monday, tomorrow, or even tonight. Who knows? But World Health Organization, needs to step up and start playing ball with the people here, because we need a heads up on this. Me just spouting off on YouTube isn't really giving people a whole lot of credibility. I'm just a guy who smokes a lot of weed and likes science. So, but I understand a little bit of it, right? And I really hope that people can kind of gain something from it. But unless the World Health Organization or some media platform comes out and officially announces it, nobody's really going to take this serious. And even until then, probably still people won't even take it serious. You're going to have people that are just going to be like, nah, we got a world full of, different cultures and beliefs and personalities and just, it's all intertwined and everybody's affected by this. Everybody's going to have to find their happy place. So you know what I mean? You're gonna have to, prepare now. If you're listening, prepare now. Go out and get some stuff. Don't be caught in the big rush whenever they do, declare something, because everybody's gonna go running. So don't get caught in that, right? And I've prepared as best as I can, and my family and everything. And the images that we watched in this video are, of course, they're graphic and they're disturbing, to say the least. But those are probably some of the stuff that we're not seeing. It's probably happening. You couldn't imagine, right? And we don't really need to imagine too much, but we really need to take a perspective type of view and understand what's coming at us, because without that, we're not going to take it seriously, right? And I honestly believe that we're going to need to create like a safe zone somewhere. Like, people should have safe zones. If you don't have infections in your place, like, it should be quarantined now. You know what I mean? Like, why wait? But that's what the whole process been so far. It's just waiting and waiting, because we're getting skewed data and the numbers aren't right. The only ones that are reporting right are South Korea, which, wow, they took another jump. They jumped like fucking another 50 cases, 6 deaths. Iran, let's go there. 43, 8 deaths. What's going on in Iran? 43 confirmed cases and 8 deaths. There's either a mutagen of this, or there's something, right? Like, it's just heed my advice, for fuck's sakes. If you've ever heard of anything stupid in your life, like a Tide Pod challenge or a fucking anything, god damn it, just take some advice and go prepare and get what you can, some medical supplies if you need it for your kids, and just. And if I'm wrong, well, fuck, sorry. I'll send you my greatest fucking apologies. But you know, I don't really think I am. I'm not wrong, and you know, the world's not wrong. This thing is obviously, wow, it's big, right? It is big, and look how far Italy is away from China. Like we got, oh, you know, and where I am, it's just right, you know, like, I want to move up here. Actually, Greenland might be the best option right now. I don't think I'd want to fly there. I'd probably take my chances in a rowboat before I ever got on a plane at this point. Rowing across the North Atlantic. Yeah. Greta Thunberg done it. She didn't row, she was just in a capsule. But anyway, a capsule in the ocean is probably like the safest place to be right now. Unfortunately. So, and I am on an island, unfortunately. But if it outbreaks here on the island, it would be, you know, catastrophic for sure. So, you know, I hope they do call some official news so we can start closing stuff up. And, like, taking precautions on an actual level where people can fucking prepare for this. Because it's not like we can just go out and start closing up the roads on our own. Like, you know, we get arrested for that. But I really feel like I want to do that. I want to go and just shut the bridge down and you know, tell the airports to stop flying people in here and out of here. Because you don't know who has this. All it takes is one person to be a super spreader and fucking, you know, you become South Korea, you become Japan, you become China, you become, and we have confirmed cases all over the globe. So it's just a matter of time for one of these, you know, cells or, you know, one of these clusters pop up close to wherever your home is. All right, so it's Egypt's got some cases. This obviously isn't affected by the heat. You know, if anything, you know, because of Iran and Italy, it seems like the heat is strengthening this. So I don't know if it actually is, but it's definitely not slowing it down. So, wow. 8 deaths in Iran with 43. Oh. Something's going on there. Either they're got a lot more infected than they're, you know, that could be it too, right? They might have a pile of people of infections and just not know it. You know, people might not be going to the hospitals. You know, like it's Iran, right? Yeah, the health system there. We're not going to go into it, but you know, not everybody's going to go there. So they got 8 deaths confirmed from this. You know, they could probably have a lot more than even, let's say, South Korea. You know, they probably have, but wow, right? Wow. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to go make some supper. Maybe do some things around the house that need to be done because I haven't been doing them. Trying to keep up with this news and so on and so forth. Yeah, so thank you for watching. I know my method of delivery is not you know, say say a standardized delivery method if there is one. But I'm just trying to get the word out there, and anybody who wants to listen, anybody who wants to share, it would be muchly appreciated. So until then, take care, and yeah, really, be aware.